Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an Ulta try-on haul. I finally ended my 3-month no-buy, so I decided to go into Ulta and bought a few things that I've been wanting. So I'm going to be trying on almost everything that I bought, but please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's go ahead and get into it. So I did redeem my Ulta birthday gift, and they did have, luckily, this one in stock because this is the one that I wanted. This is the Batiste Dry Shampoo Duo. So this one comes with a travel size of the original and the volumizing one, which I've never tried before, so really excited to try that. Even though overall I don't really use dry shampoo as much as I used to because I do wash my hair a lot more often, but it's just nice to have these, and especially in the travel size. And then a couple more non-makeup items that I got. This one is the Milani Clean Start Prep Step, which is a hypochlorous acid. This one I've been using every single morning for my morning skincare routine. I really needed to repurchase one because I completely ran out of my hypochlorous acid from Prequel, so I was glad that they had this one in store because I did need one. But yeah, really nice one. I haven't noticed anything bad about it, and my skin seems to really like it, so I have been using it every single day. And then the e.l.f. Squeeze Me Lip Balm. This one I got in vanilla because I haven't tried this one, but I have tried the grape one and I think the strawberry one, and they smell really good. And I just really like this lip balm. It's super affordable as well. This one is $4. Ooh, okay, I really like that vanilla scent. Very warm and sweet, but not in an overwhelming way. So let's go ahead and apply this. It's really thick. And these lip balms, even some of the other scents, are technically sheer. Some of them do leave a little bit of a tint, like the grape and the strawberry one, but it ends up just looking slightly pinky on my lips. But this one is completely sheer, but very nourishing and hydrating, and I really like how thick this one is, especially for being a lip balm. It honestly feels more like a lip mask. Okay, so now let's get into the makeup that I got. First up, I got the Maybelline Grippy Serum Primer with 2% Niacinamide. I'm not surprised that Niacinamide is in this because it seems to be in a lot of different primers, a lot of different makeup products in general. So not surprised to see Niacinamide listed on here. But what I've heard about this one is that even though it is a gripping primer, it's a lot thinner and not as sticky as some other ones, which, don't get me wrong, I do like a sticky, grippy primer, but sometimes, especially in the summer, I don't love that feeling on my skin. So I'm curious to see how this one applies and if I like it. Okay, very runny actually. I didn't think it was gonna be this thin. So let's go ahead and apply this. It does feel like a serum so far, which it does feel really, really nice on my skin. And I do feel a little bit of tackiness, but definitely not as much as some other grippy primers. But so far this one does seem promising, and I am seeing a lot of glow happening, I think just because of how hydrating it is. I don't have a new foundation to try, so I'm just gonna do my favorite foundation combo. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation in the shade 440 and the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum in 2 to 3 Light. This has just been my go-to combo lately, and it just looks really pretty and natural on my skin. So far, I'm really liking how this is gliding over top of that primer. Sometimes I have noticed that certain foundations applied over top of a gripping primer don't always blend out the easiest because they do adhere a little bit too much to it, but I love how this one is just gliding right over it. And I'm also noticing that around the sides of my nose, which is a huge problem area for me when it comes to foundations, it looks pretty smooth. I'm not noticing as much dryness around there. Okay, I am so impressed so far, but keep in mind, this is my first impressions. My thoughts could change over time. That does tend to happen sometimes. So even though I'm loving it right now, and I love how this is applying initially, I do need to test it out a few more times to really know my thoughts. And then taking my Paw sponge, I'm just gonna press over it. I don't really feel like I need to, but I always like to do this no matter what. It just makes it look a little more natural. I don't have a new concealer to try either, so I'm just going to use my NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum and blending that in with the BK Beauty A506 brush. And then taking whatever's left on my brush and blending it over my cheeks. because I do have a little bit of redness peeking through. And once again, pressing over that with my Paw sponge. For bronzer, I'm going to use the Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Bronzer in the shade Hey Honey. For blush, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Blush Filter in the shade Latte. This is a really pretty bronzer type of shade, and it blends out so effortlessly. It's honestly one of my favorite liquid blushes. Okay, for powder, I do have a new one. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Blur-Fection up to 24-hour blurring and brightening loose setting powder. I was gonna pick up the pink shade. They do have, I think, a soft pink and a deeper pink, but I already have a couple of pink powders, so I wanted to just get a translucent one instead so that I can just use it all over my face. But this is in the shade 20 Translucent Light. I've heard such good things about this powder. I've heard that it's actually blurring and that it really locks in your makeup. So I'm excited to try this. So here is what the powder looks like. Not a lot of powder comes out at a time, but it also wasn't hard to dispense. And I'm just gonna do one side first, just so we can compare. Okay, I'm already noticing a bit of blurring. Maybe I need a little bit more though to really see it. That looks pretty good though. It's mostly translucent, but I do see a little bit of darkening right here on my under eye, like the very inner part. I don't know if that's just the concealer or if the powder is what did that, but yeah, really pretty so far. I do feel like it's lightly blurring, not like a crazy amount of blurring, but just enough to tone down some shine and the look of my pores. So let's do this side. And then applying some to the center of my forehead because I get really shiny around here. Let me take a larger powder brush now, and I'm gonna apply it to the rest of my face. I think it looks really smooth, and I do see a lot less shine around here, and I think it is translucent because I don't see anything looking a lot lighter in any areas or any darkening either. I think the darkening that I saw on my under eye was just the concealer. I don't think it was actually the powder. And is this one talc free actually? I didn't even check. Okay, it does say talc free, which talc free powders can be very hit or miss for me because sometimes they're just not oil controlling enough or they just don't set my makeup the way that I want, but this one seems to be working pretty well. Now I'm really curious to try the pink one because I do really like how this is looking. But so far so good with this powder. I am gonna have to keep testing it and see how it performs with other foundations, but I love how it's looking so far. I have a new brow product to try, and this one is from L'Oreal. This is the Infallible Brow Lamination with up to 24-hour wear, and this one is clear. I don't think they came out with any other shades. It says that it's lightweight, easy to use. It has a salon-like applicator that allows for precise application, no sticky texture, dries quickly, sweat resistant, and no residue. But I'm gonna lightly fill in my brows first with the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in the shade Cool Brown. Since the brow gel is clear, I do want to fill them in at least a little bit. So to fill in my brows, I really only apply the brow pencil underneath my brows. So I create a line underneath and then I just brush it out. I used to fill them in a lot more, but I didn't like how unnatural they looked and they just looked a little bit too bold for my liking. So I find that doing this instead makes them look more natural. Okay, now I'm gonna apply the L'Oreal Brow Lamination. That looks really good so far. I do like how it separated my brow hairs. And it did add a bit of that fluffy, feathery look. It does help that the wand is angled though. I'm gonna keep playing around with this and maybe try it with some other brow pencils, but I do think it made my brows look fuller. Like I said, I did go in store to shop, but I also placed an order online. This is the Urban Decay Moondust Sparkly Eyeshadow in the shade Diamond Dog, and I have been wanting to try this shade for a while. I did see that these went on sale. I think they were like 40% off, but this shade looks so pretty. This is a mocha brown base with gold and silver micro pearls. So it doesn't say that it's cool toned, but this one to me looks pretty much like a cool tone shade, especially with the silver glitter in there. But I just love the Urban Decay Moondust shadows. The only other single I have from them is Space Cowboy, and this one I've been wearing a ton lately. But let's go ahead and swatch this one. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely stunning. It does have that brown base to it, which I wasn't really expecting, even though it does say in the description. From the swatches that I've seen online, it doesn't look this deep, but that is gorgeous. I cannot wait to put this on my eyelids, but I'm gonna prime my lids first with the Milani eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna dip into some of the mattes from the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3 palette. So I'm gonna mix the two lightest shades and apply those from the brow bone down to the crease. And then for my crease, I'm gonna take this shade right here. And then taking that same shade on a smaller brush, I'm gonna run that along my lower lash line. And now I'm just gonna apply some of that Moondust shadow with my finger. Okay, that is absolutely stunning, and I think this is gonna be my go-to shadow for the fall because it does have that brown base to it, but because it does have gold and silver, it looks like it has a lot of dimension. So this one could be a one and done shadow in my opinion. I know today I added a few matte shades, but I really could just apply this one completely on its own. But I'm just gonna take that fluffy blending brush and blend around the edges. And you know what? I'm gonna use Space Cowboy for the inner corners. I know it's a little warmer than Diamond Dog, but I think it's gonna work. Yeah, I think that looks really pretty. I did pick up two eyeliners as well, and these two I mentioned in my makeup wish list. So I ended up getting the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Honeydude. And then this one from NYX is the Vivid Rich Mechanical Liner in the shade Under the Moonstone, which is a shimmery taupe. I don't think I'm going to use this one today, but I will go ahead and swatch it in a little bit. But let's go ahead and apply Honeydude. And I think this shade is going to work really nicely for me because it isn't super light. I've been wanting to try this shade for years, and I finally got around to purchasing it. So I'm gonna put that in my waterline. I wanted something brightening like this, but also not super light as far as the shade because I feel like it looks too unnatural. So I think this shade actually works really well. It's giving enough brightness to make me look a little more awake. I think if you have a light to medium skin tone, this shade would probably work for you. And then the one from NYX, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna use today. But let me go ahead and swatch that. Okay, so this one isn't as taupey as I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna look a little more cool toned, but it does look like a light brown shimmery shade. Very pretty, but it does look a little different than I expected. So I'm gonna use that in a different look. It is really nice and creamy though, just from swatching it. I picked up one of the new Milani Keep It Full Plumping Lip Liners, and I got the shade Twice as Spice. I've never tried a plumping lip liner before, but I really love plumping lip products in general, so I want to see if I actually like this. So this one looks like a warm rosy shade. I feel like it does look warm. I don't know why I was expecting something more neutral, but it does lean warm toned. And so far I don't feel any sort of tingling on my hand. So maybe it's not that intense. So far it's gliding on really easily and it is pretty pigmented. Okay, I'm starting to feel that burning, tingly sensation, but that shade is really pretty. It's a little bit warmer than I expected, but I do think it's a really pretty shade. And I'm just gonna buff out the edges because I don't want it to look as defined, but I'm loving how this is setting down. It does have a matte finish. So I think it's going to be pretty long wearing. I picked up a couple of lipsticks and both of these are red shades, which I know I don't wear red lips often, but I've been wanting to find some red lip products that flatter me and that I feel comfortable in. So I got one of the MAC Powder Kiss lipsticks in the shade Marrakesh, which I think this one is more of a burnt red type of shade. And then this one from Maybelline is the Superstay Vinyl Ink in the shade Royal, and this one is a liquid lipstick. I've heard that these are really nice and long wearing, and when it comes to a red lip shade, I do want it to be long wearing, especially for deeper reds like this. But I think for today's look, I'm gonna wear the MAC lipstick in Marrakesh because I don't want anything too bold. Okay, this is such a pretty shade. It does have that rusty reddish brown look to it. And then I'm also gonna swatch the Maybelline Vinyl Ink lipstick. So this one you have to shake up really, really well. And I've never tried this formula before. I did try some of their other liquid lipsticks in the past, and I felt like they were just too sticky, even though I loved the shades. That is a stunning red. This kind of deeper red that's almost like a wine red is the kind of red that I like the most. But for now, I'm just gonna apply Marrakesh from MAC. So I'm gonna tap that on first. And this is the Velvet Kiss formula, I believe, which isn't quite as pigmented as some of the other MAC lipsticks. So this is the Powder Kiss finish. I love this finish though because it is more of a velvety matte. So really thin texture. It's giving me a bit of a blotted look because it's not super pigmented. And I actually think it paired pretty well with that Milani lip liner, even though they're not the same undertone. I know this is an Ulta try-on haul, but I did pick up one product from Sephora. And I got this because I was on vacation and I needed something to reapply throughout the day because I was gonna be outside. So I wanted something with sunscreen in it. So I decided to pick up the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Sunscreen Makeup Setting Spray with SPF 28. And this is really nice. I have really enjoyed this one so far. Even though it's not completely matte, I would say it gives more of a satin bordering on glowy finish, but I don't feel like it makes me look greasy. And as far as extending the wear of my makeup, I think it helped. But I was wearing the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Setting Spray, so I feel like it might have been that kept my makeup on all day, but this one didn't disrupt anything. I did pick up the travel size, by the way. It does have a fragrance, by the way. So that could be a con for sure for a lot of people. The original One Size Setting Spray also has a bit of a fragrance, but no, actually, I don't think I've noticed an actual fragrance. I think it's more of just the fact that it's an aerosol spray that it can be a little irritating. But yeah, I really like how this one looked on my skin. I didn't feel like it disrupted anything, and it did give a bit of a glow, but I don't think it looks super shiny either. And then the last product that I picked up from Ulta is this Maybelline mascara. This is the Lash Sensational Mascara in the shade Very Black, which I've tried years ago, but I wanted to try it again because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. And I did need to pick up a new mascara anyway, so I figured I would try it. So not necessarily a first impressions for this mascara, but it's been so long that I don't even know if I like it anymore. But it does have a curved wand, and this one I think is more so lengthening. I do remember it giving some volume, but it's more of a lengthening mascara. And as you may know, I always wait to apply mascara after my setting spray. So this is usually the very last step in my makeup routine. But already I am loving the way this looks. It is very lengthening, which I really like. And I am seeing some volume as well. Hopefully this one doesn't smudge or flake on me. I don't remember it doing that, but again, it's just been so long that I don't fully remember. And I'm also gonna apply some to my lower lashes. That looks really good. Again, I'm gonna see if it smudges or flakes. I do really like this one though. It is really easy to get into every lash and really separate them. And it wasn't hard to apply to my bottom lashes either. Alright, you guys, so here is a completed makeup look. So far, a lot of these, like I said, are first impressions, but I am going to keep testing them and see how I really feel about them because I am kind of on the fence with a couple of these. Let me know if you've tried any of these new products recently or if you've tried any other products. Do you have any recommendations? Leave them down below if you do, but I hope you guys have a good one and I will see you in my next one. Bye!